All right, are you ready to really take that self-publishing dream and make it a reality?
I think we can definitely equip listeners with the knowledge to do that.
Awesome. And the best part is we have this awesome guide to help us, Amazon Kindle Goldmine, how to write and publish your ebook like a pro.
Yeah, this is like the treasure map to navigating this whole self-publishing world.
Love that analogy. So consider this our deep dive into this treasure map.
I like it. So are we ready to unearth these golden nuggets of wisdom?
Let's do it. You know, one thing that really struck me when reading through this is just how much the publishing world has changed.
Oh, absolutely. It's almost like the Wild West out there now.
Right, like anyone can be a published author.
Exactly. And this guide really emphasizes that point. You don't have to wait for some big publisher to give me the green light anymore. You're in the driver's seat.
That's so empowering, right?
It really is. But I think there's still this lingering misconception that self-published books are somehow less than traditionally published ones,
I've heard that too, but honestly, I don't think it's true anymore.
right? This guide totally debunks that myth. It highlights how, with access to professional editors, designers, and all the marketing resources out there, self-published books can be just as high quality.
They can be amazing. So let's say you're fired up and ready to write. What does this guide have to say about finding your niche?
Okay, so this is where it gets really interesting. It's not just about writing a good book. It's about writing a good book that people are actually looking for.
I mean, yeah, that makes sense. You don't want to pour your heart into a book that no one wants to read.
Exactly. This golden niche idea is all about identifying those reader desires, and this guide has some really cool strategies for uncovering them.
Okay, I'm all ears. Spill the secrets.
Have you ever played around with those SEO keyword tools?
You know, I haven't really. I'm more on the creative side, less on the tech side.
Well, they can be super insightful. You can see what people are actually searching for on Amazon. What keywords are they using? What are the trends? It's like a window into the minds of your potential readers.
That's amazing. It's like market research, but for books.
Exactly. And there are tons of other strategies in here too, like immersing yourself in online reader communities.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Think about where your ideal reader hangs out online. What are they talking about? What are their pain points?
It's like becoming a detective for your book.
You got it. You're gathering intel, figuring out what stories people are hungry for.
That's brilliant. And the best part is you can test your niche idea before you even write a single word.
Right. This guide talks about creating a landing page or sharing snippets on social media to gauge interest. Imagine knowing your audience is out there before you even finish the book.
That would be a game changer. Okay, so let's say you found your niche, you validated your idea, and you're ready to start writing.
Okay, buckle up. It's time to put those words on the page.
What does this guy have to say about the actual writing process? Any tips or tricks?
One thing it really emphasizes is the power of outlining.
Really, I've always been more of a pantser, fly by the seat of my pants, you know?
I get it. But this guide makes a really compelling case for having at least a basic roadmap.
I guess I can see how that could be helpful.
It can keep you from getting lost, especially if you're tackling a complex plot or multiple characters. Think of it as your compass, guiding you through the wilderness of your story.
Okay, that makes sense. I've definitely gotten lost in my own writing before.
It happens to the best of us. An outline can help you stay focused and make sure your story flows smoothly.
Okay, but what about those times when the words just won't come? Writer's block. We've all been there. Does this guide offer any solutions for that?
It does, and this is where it gets really interesting. It actually suggests using AI tools to help break through writer's block.
Wait, really? I've always been a little skeptical of those AI writing assistants.
I was too. But it's not about letting the robots write your entire book. It's more about using these tools to spark creativity, get unstuck, and explore new ideas.
So like a brainstorming partner, but in digital form.
Exactly. They can help you flesh out characters, generate plot twists, or even just rephrase sentences when you're feeling stuck.
That's actually pretty cool. I might have to give those a try.
They can be super helpful, and there are tons of other amazing tools out there that this guide mentions.
Like what? Tell me more.
Well, you've got the classics like Grammarly and Hemingway Editor, which are great for catching those pesky typos and grammatical errors.
I use those all the time.
They're lifesavers. And then you've got Scrivener, which is super popular with authors who like to really organize their research, structure their chapters, and keep track of different drafts.
Okay, that sounds super organized.
It is. And for those really tough cases of writer's block, there's Pseudowrite, which is specifically designed to help you generate creative ideas and break through those mental barriers.
Wow, there are so many options.
Right, it's like having a whole toolbox of writing gadgets at your disposal.
I love it. But even with all the fancy software in the world, you can't skip the most important step, editing.
Oh, absolutely not. And this guide is all about making sure your manuscript is polished and ready to shine.
So what's the secret? Spill the editing tea.
Well, it breaks down editing into two main types. Structural editing, which is all about the big picture plot, pacing, character development, and line editing, which focuses on the nitty-gritty, sentence structure, word choice, clarity.
So it's like having a personal trainer for your manuscript.
Exactly. First, you work on the overall fitness, and then you fine-tune those muscles. And of course, getting feedback from beta readers is crucial too.
Oh yeah, beta readers are amazing. It's so helpful to get fresh eyes on your work.
They can catch things you might have missed, point out plot holes, or even suggest ways to make your characters even more compelling.
Okay, so you've poured your heart and soul into your manuscript, you've edited it until it shines, and you've gotten invaluable feedback from those awesome beta readers. Now it's time to create that all-important first impression, the cover.
Ah, yes, the cover, it's the face of your book. It's what draws readers in and makes them want to learn more.
It's like the storefront for your book, right? It needs to be eye-catching and give people a sense of what to expect.
Exactly. And this guide goes deep into the psychology of cover design, talking about color theory, genre conventions, typography, imagery. It's fascinating. Did you know that certain colors evoke specific emotions?
I had no idea there was so much science behind it.
There is, and it's so important to choose colors and fonts that align with your genre and the overall tone of your book.
Okay, so it's not just about slapping a pretty picture on there. It's about strategic design.
Exactly. And the guide talks about the pros and cons of DIY versus hiring a professional designer.
There are definitely pros and cons to both approaches.
Right, and for those who want to go the DIY route, there are some amazing tools out there, like Canva.
Oh yeah, Canva is a lifesaver.
It's incredibly user-friendly, and they have tons of templates and design elements that you can use to create a really professional-looking cover.
Awesome. And if you're on a tight budget, there are also platforms like Fiverr where you can find freelance designers.
That's a great option, too. No matter which approach you choose, the key is to really think about your target audience and what will resonate with them visually.
Make it scroll stopping.
Exactly. And don't forget about A/B testing.
Okay, remind me, what's A/B testing again?
It's where you create multiple versions of something like a website, or in this case, a book cover, and then track which one performs better.
Ah, so it's about gathering data and seeing what actually resonates with readers.
Yep, it takes the guesswork out of it and helps you make informed decisions.
Okay, so you've got your manuscript, you've got your cover, you're ready to share your masterpiece with the world. Time to upload to Amazon KDP, right?
You got it. But this isn't just a simple file drop. We need to make sure your book is positioned for success in that vast ocean of Kindle titles.
Okay, this is where things get strategic. What are the key steps involved?
Well, the guide walks you through setting up your KDP account, inputting all the book details, verifying your publishing rights. It's a very detailed process.
Makes sense. Sounds thorough.
It is, and it really emphasizes the importance of choosing the right categories and subcategories for your book. You want to make sure it's showing up in the right search results.
So it's like putting your book in the right aisle of the virtual bookstore.
Exactly. And then there's the book description. That's your chance to really hook readers and make them want to hit that buy now button.
Okay, so no pressure there.
Right. But the guide gives you some really helpful tips for writing a compelling book description that highlights the key selling points of your story.
Like what? Give me the highlights.
Well, it talks about the importance of a strong hook, something that grabs readers' attention right from the start. And then it's about using keywords strategically throughout your description.
Ah, so it's about SEO again, but for your book description this time.
Exactly. You want those keywords to be naturally woven in so that Amazon's algorithms can easily categorize your book and show it to the right readers.
It's all about making sure your book is discoverable.
You got it. It's like leaving a trail of breadcrumbs for those eager readers to follow.
I love that analogy. Okay, so you've got a killer book description. Your book is categorized perfectly. Now we need to tackle one of the biggest questions, pricing.
Ah, the pricing dilemma is a tough one. But this guide breaks down the different pricing strategies so you can make an informed decision.
Okay, I'm ready for a pricing masterclass.
Well, it starts with the age-old question, to free or not to free. Offering your book for free can be a great way to get initial downloads, build buzz, and attract new readers.
Especially if you're a new author trying to get your name out there.
Exactly. But then there's the popular $0.99 price point, which is often seen as the magic number for attracting budget-conscious readers.
I know, I've definitely been tempted by those 99-cent deals.
We all have. But the guide also cautions against underpricing your work, especially if you're an established author or writing in a niche genre where readers are willing to pay a premium.
So it's about finding that sweet spot where you're attracting readers but also valuing your work.
Exactly. And the guide suggests really considering your genre, your target audience, and your overall goals when setting your price.
Makes sense. It's a business decision after all.
It is. And like any business decision, it's important to track your results and see what's working. The guide walks you through how to use those Kindle reports to monitor your sales, royalties, and reader engagement data.
Okay, so it's about being data-driven and making adjustments as needed.
Exactly. And speaking of making adjustments, the guide also dives into the different promotional tools available through KDP Select, like those Kindle countdown deals and free book promotions.
Oh yeah, those can be really effective for boosting visibility and driving those
They
sales.
can. But even with all the promotional tools in the world, you still need a solid launch strategy.
It's like planning a party for your book.
Exactly. And this guide is all about creating that pre-launch buzz, building anticipation, and making sure your launch day is a success.
So how do you throw a killer book launch party?
Well, it talks about teasing your book on social media, reaching out to book bloggers and reviewers, and even running giveaways and contests.
It's all about getting people excited.
It is. And it emphasizes the importance of building an email list.
Ah, yes, that VIP club for your superfans.
Exactly. It's one of the most powerful tools you have for connecting with readers and building those long-term relationships.
And with that, I think we've covered the basics of getting your book written, edited, designed, and launched into the world.
We've laid a solid foundation. But this is just the beginning of our self-publishing adventure. There's so much more to explore. Welcome back. I'm excited to dig into some more advanced strategies from Amazon Kindle Goldmine.
Me too. I feel like we've covered so much already, but there's still so much to learn.
Right. There's always more to discover in this self-publishing world.
Exactly. So where do we go from here? We've launched our book into the world, but how do we keep that momentum going?
Well, one thing this guide really emphasizes is the power of reviews.
Reviews. Okay, yeah, those are important.
They're crucial. Think about it. When you're browsing for a book online, what's one of the first things you look at?
The reviews, definitely, I want to see what other readers thought.
Exactly. Reviews build trust, showcase the quality of your book, and they play a huge role in those mysterious Amazon algorithms.
I've heard they can make or break your book's visibility.
They absolutely can. So how do we get those glowing reviews?
Well, I've always been a little hesitant to ask for reviews. It feels a bit pushy, you know?
I totally get it. But this guide actually gives some great tips for encouraging reviews ethically and authentically.
Okay, I'm all ears. How do we do it without being annoying?
Well, it starts with engaging with readers, genuinely respond to comments, participate in online discussions, be present in those reader communities.
It's about building relationships, not just asking for a favor.
Exactly. You want readers to feel like they're part of a community, not just a transaction.
Right, that makes sense.
And then there's the gentle nudge at the end of your book.
Oh yeah, like a little call to action.
Exactly. Something like, if you enjoyed this book, I'd be so grateful if you'd leave a review on Amazon. Keep it simple, heartfelt, and sincere.
Okay, that doesn't feel too pushy.
Right, you're not demanding, you're inviting.
I like that. And of course, always staying within Amazon's review guidelines.
Absolutely. Authenticity and transparency are key.
So we've got those reviews rolling in, but how do we really amplify our reach and get our book in front of even more readers?
Well, that's where advertising comes in. And this guide isn't afraid to dive deep into that world.
Advertising, I have to admit, that's always been a bit intimidating for me.
I hear you. It can feel like a whole other beast to tame.
Exactly. Where do you even start?
Well, this guide breaks it down into manageable steps. It starts with understanding the different platforms like Amazon advertising, Facebook ads, and Instagram ads.
Okay, that's a good starting point, but how do you actually use them effectively?
Well, the guide emphasizes the importance of keyword research, just like we talked about with finding your niche.
Right, those SEO tools are coming in handy again.
They're essential. By knowing what keywords potential readers are using, you can target your ads to reach the right people.
So it's like laser-focused marketing.
Exactly. And it stresses the importance of bid management, which means making sure you're not overspending on those clicks.
Yeah, you don't want to blow your whole budget on advertising.
Right. And then there's the tracking and analyzing piece.
Okay, so it's not just about setting up those ads and hoping for the best.
Nope. It's about monitoring those clicks, conversions, and your overall return on investment.
So data is our friend.
It's your best friend. And speaking of friends, this guide also talks about the power of connecting with book bloggers and influencers.
Ah, yes, those early reviews can make a big difference.
They can. And it's not just about getting your book reviewed. It's about building relationships with those who have a platform and an audience that aligns with your target readers.
So it's like a ripple effect. You reach out to one person and they spread the word to their followers.
Exactly. And never underestimate the power of good old-fashioned word-of-mouth marketing.
You know, you're right. People trust recommendations from friends and family.
It's the original social media.
Okay, so we're getting those reviews, we're running targeted ads, we're connecting with influencers. What else can we do to expand our reach and maybe even create some passive income streams?
Okay, now you're thinking like a publishing mogul. And this guide has some great ideas for you.
Hit me with them. I'm ready to build my empire.
Well, first of all, it encourages you to think beyond just the ebook format.
Okay, so like print books and audiobooks.
Exactly. Amazon KDP Print makes it super easy to create paperback versions of your book.
I love the feel of a physical book in my hands. There's just something special about it.
I agree. And a lot of readers feel the same way. And then there's the world of audiobooks, which is booming right now.
I've been thinking about creating an audiobook, but it seems like a whole other process.
It is, but the guide breaks it down into manageable steps and walks you through using ACX, which is Amazon's platform for audiobook creation and distribution.
Okay, so it's doable. Maybe I'll add that to my to-do list.
You should. And then there's the possibility of reaching international readers through translation.
Oh, wow. That would be amazing to think of people all over the world reading my book.
It's a pretty incredible feeling. And this guide actually gives you some great tips on finding qualified translators and navigating the whole process.
Okay, so it's not just about plugging your book into Google Translate.
Definitely not. You want to make sure your book is translated accurately and culturally appropriately.
This is all so exciting, but I have to admit, it also sounds like a lot to manage. With ebooks, paperbacks, audiobooks, translations, advertising, it feels like self-publishing could quickly become a full-time job.
It definitely can be a lot, but that's where the beauty of building a scalable and automated publishing business comes in.
Okay, yes, passive income, that's the dream. How do we make that happen?
The key is to work smarter, not harder. And this guide has some awesome strategies for doing just that.
I'm all ears.
Well, it starts with writing multiple books, ideally in those high-demand niches we talked about earlier.
So it's about building a catalog of content that keeps readers coming back for more.
You got it. And creating a series can be a super effective way to do that.
Oh yeah, I love reading series. When I find an author I love, I want to devour everything they've written.
Exactly. And the more books you have, the more opportunities you have to reach new readers.
And the more those royalties add up.
Exactly. And don't forget about promoting those backlist titles.
Oh yeah, you don't want those older books to get lost in the shuffle.
Right. Keep them visible, run promotions, remind readers of those hidden gems.
Okay, so write more books, promote the backlist. What about those AI tools we talked about earlier? Can they help with scaling up the writing process?
Absolutely. Those AI writing assistants can be a game changer for brainstorming, generating content, overcoming writer's block, and even just boosting your productivity.
I'm starting to see how these tools can be really valuable.
They can be. And then there are tools for automating the marketing side of things too, like MailChimp and ConvertKit.
What do those do?
They allow you to automate your email marketing. You can set up welcome sequences for new subscribers, schedule newsletters, even send targeted messages based on reader behavior, all on autopilot.
Wow, that's amazing. It's like having a virtual marketing assistant working for you 24/7.
It's pretty incredible. But as we embrace all this automation, it's important to remember that personal touch.
You're right, we don't want to become robots ourselves.
Exactly. It's all about finding that balance between efficiency and authenticity.
Okay, I'm getting the big picture here. We're writing multiple books, we're leveraging technologies to automate our processes, and we're building a sustainable business that allows us to generate passive income. What's the final piece of the puzzle?
I'd say it comes down to tracking your progress and making data-driven decisions.
So don't just set it and forget it. Keep an eye on those numbers.
Exactly. This guide emphasizes the importance of using those Kindle reports to track your sales, royalties, and reader engagement.
So you can see what's working, what's not, and adjust your strategies accordingly.
You got it. It's all about being flexible and adaptable in this ever-changing market.
Makes sense. What about building a platform outside of Amazon? Is that important too?
It's crucial. This guide encourages authors to create an author website and build an email list, giving you a direct line to your readers and allowing you to control your own destiny.
It's like building your own little corner of the internet.
Exactly. And social media plays a huge role here too. It's a powerful tool for connecting with readers, building your brand, and driving traffic to your books.
Okay, so we're talking about a multi-pronged approach.
Exactly. It's about diversifying your platform and not putting all your eggs in one basket.
I'm feeling a little overwhelmed, but also super inspired. There's so much we can do.
That's the spirit. And this guide really lays out a roadmap for success.
It does, but it's more than just a roadmap. It's like a treasure map leading us to that pot of gold at the end of the self-publishing rainbow.
I love that. And the best part is that the treasure is different for every author.
You're right. For some, it might be financial success. For others, it might be critical acclaim. And for others, it might be simply the joy of sharing their stories with the world.
Exactly. It's about defining your own version of success and then going after it with everything you've got.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground in this part of our deep dive. What are the key takeaways we should keep in mind as we move forward?
Well, first and foremost, we talked about the power of reviews and how to encourage them ethically and effectively.
Right, those little gold stars can make a big difference.
They can. And then we dove into the world of advertising, demystifying the process, and giving you the tools to create targeted campaigns that reach the right readers.
And we expanded our horizons by talking about creating paperbacks, audiobooks, and even translations. We even talked about those AI tools. Who knew they could be so helpful?
They're changing the game. And finally, we talked about the importance of building a sustainable business, automating our processes, and tracking our progress so we can make those data-driven decisions.
It's about working smarter, not harder.
Exactly. And that's what self-publishing is all about, taking control of your destiny, creating a business that works for you, and sharing your unique voice with the world.
This has been such an insightful deep dive. I feel like I've gained a whole new understanding of what it takes to be a successful self-published author.
And we're just getting started. In the final part of our deep dive, we're going to explore those advanced strategies for building your author brand, expanding your reach, and creating a lasting legacy in the world of self-publishing.
Ooh, I can't wait. This is getting good. But before we jump into that, we want to leave you with a question to ponder.
What are your big dreams for your self-publishing journey? What impact do you want to make on the world with your words?
Take some time to reflect on those questions. We'll be back soon to help you turn those dreams into reality. Okay, we're back for the final part of our deep dive into Amazon Kindle Goldmine, how to write and publish your ebook like a pro. We've covered so much ground already. It's amazing how much there is to learn about this self-publishing world.
It's a deep, deep ocean out there, but we've got our scuba gear and we're ready to explore the depths.
I love that analogy. So where do we go from here? We've talked about writing, editing, launching, marketing. What's the next level?
Well, this guide really emphasizes that it's not just about launching a book. It's about building a sustainable career, a platform, a brand.
Okay, so it's about thinking long-term, building something that lasts.
Exactly. And this final section of the guide is all about creating that legacy, connecting with readers on a deeper level, making a real impact.
I love that. It's not just about hitting those bestseller lists. It's about something bigger.
Right. It's about building a community, nurturing relationships, creating a platform that extends beyond just Amazon.
Okay, so let's talk about building that author platform. Where do we even begin?
Well, this guide really hammers home the importance of having a professional author website.
Okay, so it's like our online home base.
Exactly. It's where potential readers can come to learn more about you, your books, your writing journey. It's your chance to make a first impression.
So what are the key elements of a great author website?
Well, it should be visually appealing, easy to navigate, and it should have a clear and concise bio, a gallery of your book covers, an easy way for readers to sign up for your email list.
Oh yeah, that email list, that's super important, right?
It's gold. It's your direct line to your most engaged readers.
So it's worth putting in the effort to build that list.
Absolutely. And this guide gives you some great tips for growing your list. Offer something valuable in exchange for those email addresses, a free chapter, bonus content, behind-the-scenes insights.
I like that. It's a win-win. Readers get something cool, and you get to connect with them directly.
Exactly. And once they're on your list, you can keep them engaged with regular newsletters, new release announcements, exclusive content. You're building those relationships.
Okay, so we've got our website, our email list. What about social media? Any tips for navigating that crazy world?
The key is to be strategic. Don't try to be everywhere at once. Choose the platforms where your target audience hangs out and focus on creating quality content that resonates with them.
So it's about quality over quantity.
Exactly. And it's about being authentic. Share your personality, your passions, your writing process.
It's about being yourself.
Exactly. Don't be afraid to let your freak flag fly.
I love that. Okay, so we've got our website, our email list, our social media game on point. What's next? How do we take things to the next level?
This is where it gets really inspiring. This guide reminds us that self-publishing isn't just about selling books. It's about making a difference.
Okay, I like where this is going.
It's about writing books that matter, stories that stay with readers long after they've finished the last page. It's about building a brand that reflects your values and your unique voice.
So it's about being intentional with our work, crafting stories that have purpose and meaning.
Exactly. And it's about connecting with readers on a deeper level, fostering dialogue, sparking conversations.
This is also inspiring. It's a reminder that self-publishing isn't just a business. It's a way to connect with the world, to share your heart, to make a difference.
You got it. It's about using your words to create something meaningful.
Wow. I feel like this deep dive has really opened my eyes to the possibilities of self-publishing. It's more than just a way to get your book out there. It's a chance to build a legacy, create a community, make a real impact.
It is. And that's the beauty of it. You get to define what success looks like for you.
I love that. And with the knowledge and inspiration we've gained from Amazon Kindle Goldmine, we're well equipped to create that success.
Absolutely. So what are you waiting for? Go write those amazing books, connect with those passionate readers, build that dream career.
This has been such an incredible journey. Thank you so much for joining me on this deep dive into the world of self-publishing.
It's been a pleasure. I'm excited to see what you create.
And to all you listeners out there, thank you for tuning in. Keep writing, keep dreaming, and keep sharing your stories with the world.
Your voice matters.